Hey everybody. See if anybody logs on. This is a super duper random live. Mostly because I'm at home bored. I have absolutely nothing to do with my life currently. So if anybody logs on, feel free to ask me questions in the chat box, and I will try my hardest to answer them for you because I have nothing to do on this here lovely Saturday evening other than talk to you guys. So, hey, Karen. Hey, girl. Hey. I'm trying to post on YouTube now, you can like post on your wall, kind of like you do on like Instagram, which is so weird to me, but so I'm trying to post on it so people can know that I'm live right now. Because I don't know if they like tell people that I'm live. Hi everybody. So I just decided to hop on and do a random Q&A session because I have nothing better to do with my life on this Saturday evening. Hi Edward, hi Jay, Naisha, Tracy, Karen, Narika. I don't know if I said that right. Forgive me if I didn't. Phoenix, hello, how are you guys? So if you guys didn't know, I have been trying to do this like 30-day video challenge on my channel. It has not worked out very well, but I have posted some pretty good content in the last like 2 or 3 weeks. So that was close. I've posted some pretty good content in the last 2 to 3 weeks. So I'm actually pretty proud of myself, even though I'm not keeping up very well with my 30 days. But yesterday I posted a video about how to build relationships with vendors because somebody asked me to make a video about it on Instagram. So I made a video about how to build relationships with vendors online and in the fashion district. I made a video about ads, so how a general description of like how to run better ads for your business, because I know there's a lot of people that are currently running ads or attempting to run ads and just not seeing results. So yeah, I made a video about it. I also made a video about Pinterest and how I use Pinterest to plan various aspects of my business, like my photo shoots and things like that. I love Pinterest. If you guys aren't using Pinterest, you definitely should. What else did I make a video about? Influencer marketing. I made a video about influencer marketing, tips for improving your online store, tips for making better buying decisions. Yes, so I got like some pretty good topics up on my channel right now. So if you haven't watched those videos yet, make sure you take a peek at those. They're pretty like extensive. I think almost all, let me see, 12 minutes, 15 minutes. There's a couple of like 20 something minute long ones. So yeah, whenever you get a chance, watch those guys. When should I start to buy promotions on social media? I would not recommend paying for promotions on social media until you are very clear on who you're targeting. Because the part that most people miss out on or misunderstand about running ads is that you need to know who you're targeting. So most people run ads and they're not clear on who they're targeting, or like, you can choose as you're creating the ad, it'll ask you to select interest and things like that for who you want to target. However, most people aren't clear on who they're targeting. So I would say don't run any ads until you're clear on who you are targeting. How do you target your audience? What do you mean? Like through a certain medium or in general? I target my audience in multiple ways, mostly through social media. And I get a lot of word of mouth recommendations nowadays, but mostly through social media. I'm pretty clear on who my audience is at this point. So hashtags are like my best friend, but I'm also like going out and actually looking for. There's something like waving in my window. It's weird. I actually go out and like look for people that are in my target audience. So as I'm selecting hashtags and keywords that I think are relative to my audience or my ideal customer, I'm using those keywords and searching them as hashtags on Instagram. And I'm literally just scrolling through pictures upon pictures upon pictures of people, and I see somebody I like, or like their style I feel is similar to the style of merchandise that I sell, or if I think that they might like the merchandise that I sell, I reach out to them. I start commenting on their posts. I compliment them on their outfits. I might send them a DM and say, hey, I really love your style. Check out our boutique sometime. If I'm feeling generous, I'll give them a coupon code that they can use on a purchase. So yeah, a lot of new business comes from you reaching out to people versus you waiting for them to find you. How do you identify your target market? So you identify your target. You should have a ideal target customer or audience in mind when you launch your business. However, over time, you'll find that that audience may change. So when I launched my business, my ideal customer was someone around my age. She likes to wear black with pops of color here and there. She didn't have very much money. She's like a recent college grad, kind of in that realm. She wanted pieces that were versatile, that she can transition from day to night, work to play, and interchange with things that are in her closet. So my customer now is very similar, but also more so now millennials who want like statement pieces that stand out, are trendy, but not too trendy that they're going to be like out of style next season. And they're still millennials, and they want to look fancy and like look like they spent a lot of money without actually spending a lot of money. So that's what I've learned over time in regards to my customer. She's young, fun. She likes to do fun things. She likes Instagrammable moments. She likes brunch and networking events and pop-up shops and stuff like that. But she really ain't got no money. So she wants to look good, but she's on a budget. So you'll learn your target. You'll refine your target audience over time. How do you begin to start promoting with live videos without having dead air? That's not the easiest thing to do, running or going live when you're a new business. So it's mostly a lot of promoting that you're going to go live prior to you going live, instead of just going live and expecting people to show up. Like, for instance, me going live right now, like, I'm not sure how this live thing works. I don't know if YouTube like alerts my subscribers that I'm going live or not, but I took the effort to post on my social media, on my feed, in my stories, on my Facebook, that I was going live. Usually when I go live, I usually post the time that I'm going to go live. So at first, when you first start going live, it is going to be kind of generally dead. But the thing about going live is that, especially on like Instagram and Facebook, you're able to save those lives. So even if nobody watches it as you are live, you save those, you post it for people to watch at a future time, and hopefully they'll enjoy it enough that they watch you live for real the next time around. Yeah, emails and all types of stuff coming in on this great Saturday night. What advice do you have for men getting in the business, because it is not a lot of resources out there? It's not a lot of resources for women either, honestly. There's just a lot more women that are talking about starting boutiques. So, I mean, the same things that I'm saying to women apply to men. You got to get out there and find what you're looking for, figure out who your target audience is, and communicate with them in every way that you possibly can. I was just in Vegas at Magic, and there were so many really good men's vendors there. I wish I had collected more information about them all, but I talked to a few of the vendors out there, and what I found was a lot more of the men's vendors that I talked to were either like up and coming, and they were more flexible in regards to their ordering process, meaning like, so with women's clothing, most of the time we have to order 6 in a pack. But a good number of the vendors that I talked to at Magic were more flexible in like their ordering and things like that. Like they said I could buy like, 3 of one, or like I can mix and match things instead of getting an entire pack of all of the same things. More so, you're targeting a different audience than women are. Planning my first trip to LA Fashion District. Saw your video about that, but where exactly is it? The mall where you were? That's the address. Hope that's not a dumb question. No, that's not a dumb question. So the area that I usually start in is called the San Pedro Wholesale Mart. So if you type that into your Maps app or Google Maps or whatever map app you use, it'll take you right to it. So the San Pedro Mart is like the main area of it, or probably the part that they'll drop you off in, is these really, really colorful buildings. It's like green, yellow, pink, orange buildings. But yes, so start in the San Pedro Mart and literally just like walk left, right, straight, backwards. There's vendors all around. You'll get lost the first time around, or that first day. Hopefully by the second day, you'll be able to manage it a little bit better. Me being a small town business owner, how do you feel about local pickups? I don't think there's anything wrong with local pickups. I used to do a good number of local pickups, but I think I was being too flexible in my local pickup. Oh my God, somebody just asked me, am I a virgin? Let me report this person. Jesus Christ. Oh my Lord Jesus. Sorry, y'all. Hold on 2 seconds. Oh, Jesus. Every time I go live, there's like some randomness happening in this live. It's crazy. Okay, so what question was I asking? I'm so sorry. Okay, so when I used to do local pickups, we would like pick a location that was in between where they were and I were, for us to for me to give them the merchandise or whatever. And then also I didn't want to like have people come into my home to pick it up because I didn't want them to know my address. But then at the same time, when I ship the packages out, it has my address on it. So then I was like, okay, I might as well just have them come to my house. But then it was the issue of like them complaining. I hate to say complaining that like that was too far for them to drive and stuff like that. So I'm like, if you really want the merchandise, you come get it. So when I first started doing local pickups, we would meet in the middle, and I was like, not that I'm using a whole tank of gas or anything like that, but I'm using some gas, which costs money, when they could have just paid, and they're using some gas that costs money when they could have just paid the shipping amount and we could have been done with it. Especially locally, like it takes 1 day typically for their order to get there. So now I don't offer too many local pickups, but I don't have a problem with it. I think it's just more so like strategizing, figuring out a strategy that works best for you so that you're not utilizing so much of your gas and still basically coming out of money out of your own pocket. Are any of the vendors on Fashion Go use suppliers from AliExpress? I have absolutely no idea. Not that I'm aware of, but it's possible. There are the large majority of the vendors on Fashion Go do have the merchandise made in China, so it's possible. YouTube alerts me immediately when you like. Okay, that's good to know. So I never knew how this worked, but that's good to know. Do you need a business plan for a boutique? Not necessarily. So I think a formal business plan is more necessary when you're trying to get like funding for a business and things like that. But if you're just, starting your own business and you're funding it yourself, I don't necessarily believe you need a business plan. I think you need, or not a formal business plan, but you do need some type of a plan, like a launch plan or some type of plan that is internal. It doesn't have to be like super formal. Like if you Google a business plan template, it's going to be extensive. It doesn't need to be all that. Like I think you more so just need to figure out like your mission, your vision, who your target audience is, what your goals are for your first month, your first year, for your first 5 years, 10 years, things like that. just give yourself something to go off of as you go along in your business journey. I don't think you need like a super duper formal business plan personally. You come back to NY so we can finally have our meeting. Have you ever attended the small trade shows here in NY? I have not attended any of the shows in New York. I definitely want to do that next year. I haven't attended any of the shows in any other states or cities except for Vegas. I always attend Magic in February and August, but I've never attended any of the other. Oh wait, no, that's a lie. I went to Style Max in Chicago in April and I hated it. But next year I do want to attend some in New York, and we do still need to have our meeting, girl. My schedule. I'm gonna do better in 2020. So did you have them to pay shipping if they order online? Yeah. So now I do. I would say 98% of the time I have them pay the shipping, because I'm like, it's too much of a hassle for me to have to coordinate this extra bit of my day to meet up with somebody to give them their package. And then there were issues where like they were available to pick it up this day and then they weren't available. So then I'm holding on to it for 2, 3, 4, 5 days. I'm like, I could have just shipped it to you by now. So now I refer people to I just ship it to them as often as possible. But when I was just doing the local delivery, I wasn't charging them any additional fee for it, which is probably the issue. But I feel like, charging them an additional fee defeats the purpose of the shipping. They could just get it shipped if they were going to pay an additional fee. When you just started, do you need a website or can you just use DM or email for order? So I just made a video about this yesterday. I'm going to edit it when I get off of this live and put it up. But actually, I made a video and I answered like 10 questions that I get all the time. So that's one of the questions I get all the time. Do I need a website? So my personal answer is yes. Not necessarily that you need one, but it is so helpful to your life having a website, because essentially it's like your business is running on autopilot. You have all your inventory uploaded into your website. People are able to log in, put their information in, say what they want to order. They put their payment information in. The order is processed. You push a button, you click the print button to print a label, you put it on the package, and that's it. Like, personally, I feel like when you do all the DMs and sending the invoice and all that, it's just a bunch of extra work that could be completely done away with, and you could use that time so much better instead of sending DMs and creating invoices and all that. Like, as a business owner, you should want as much of your business to run on autopilot as possible. So having a website is essentially the first step in having your business run on autopilot. What are some of the more downfalls in some business fashion? Downfalls. I don't know if downfalls would be the right word, but there's great competition out here. But it's only bad if you look at it as a bad situation. So all the retailers in the malls and things like that, like, they have competition, but at the end of the day, they're still making money. So yes, they're aware of what the people next door to them are doing, the sales that the people next door are running, what they're selling, all of that. They know what's going on, but they still don't allow that to affect what's going on underneath their roof. So the competition can seem to be a downfall or a bad thing only if you allow it to be a downfall for you. So you have to maintain your own focus and not allow the competition to affect your own business. I would say also consistency. For myself, consistency is really difficult for me, and it might be because I'm running 2 businesses, so I struggle to be consistent with my my boutique and with my like consulting business. So, but also just like there are some weeks where consistency. Okay, so there are some weeks where you might have a really amazing week. You're making tons of sales. There's money coming in, and then you might have 2 weeks where you're struggling. So those are the downfalls: consistency, competition. I think I made a video about this too. Did I write this down? Hold on. Because I remember there being 3 C's, and I feel like consistency and competition were 2 of them. Let me see. Hold on. Consistency. Oh no, my 3 C's were consistency, Oh, look at y'all. So these are my video notes. So the video is about the hardest parts of owning a boutique. So I wrote down consistency, confusion, and comparison. So comparison and competition can go together, I guess you could say. Consistency, you actually being consistent and actually having like consistent motion and action or activity happening in your business. Confusion, being confused just about like, are you doing something wrong? Are you not, targeting the right people? Or your price is not right? Is it your merchandise assortment? Sometimes you just don't know. So I would say those are the hardest parts, or the downfalls, I guess you could say, about it. What e-commerce site would you recommend, such as Shopify, etc.? So my website is now on Shopify. I just switched to Shopify in the last month, maybe 3 weeks. Prior to that, I was using WordPress, and with WordPress, you have to have a plugin called WooCommerce, which allows you to sell stuff. And Squarespace is pretty nice too. Shopify is going to give you the most capability in regards to e-commerce, because it's essentially all of the e-commerce, what's the word I'm looking for? I guess you could say capabilities. All of the e-commerce capabilities are already built into Shopify's platform, versus with WooCommerce, you kind of have to build it up to be what you want it to be. So similarly to Shopify, Shopify has tons of apps and things that you can add to your site, but WooCommerce has plugins, which is similar to apps, but it's a lot more of a building process, I guess you could say, in regards to WooCommerce versus Shopify. And then with Squarespace is probably on the lower totem of e-commerce platforms between Shopify, WooCommerce, and Squarespace. It has the capability to run smoothly. Their website templates are really pretty, really beautiful, very seamless. It's just not the greatest option. So Shopify would be my first choice. WooCommerce would be my second choice. Squarespace would be my third choice. I have set up my SKUs. However, what should the numbers and the barcode mean? Should each variant have a different barcode? Yes. So you definitely want to have some type of variation of sorts for your variants. So your variants are your different colors and your different sizes. So with my SKUs, I usually use whatever SKU or style number is on my invoice, because I don't have time to be creating sequences of numbers myself. So whatever the SKU number or style number is listed on the invoice from the wholesaler is the SKU number that I use for the item as I'm putting it into my site. And then, so this is a good example of Squarespace versus, or not Squarespace, WooCommerce versus Shopify. So in WooCommerce, I would put the style number in, but then I had to manually distinguish each of my variants from one another. So in that case, I would do, so I would put the style number that was listed on the invoice, and then I would put a S, M, or L at the end to indicate whether it was small, medium, or large. And then if I had a different color, then I would put a letter that represented the color. So G for green, P for purple, whatever color it was. But versus with Shopify, I literally just put in the one SKU number, and then I create the variant. So I put my 2 variants are size and color, and then Shopify will automatically put an extra increment at the end of that style number to indicate that those are different variants for me. So that's an example of how Shopify already has a capability that WooCommerce makes me do on my own. I think Jan's is switching to Shop. Yep, I switched to Shopify and I love it. So I switched to Shopify, and the only thing that was holding me back from switching to Shopify was their themes. I hate all their themes. They all look the same to me. I hate it. And I'm like a super creative mind. So I ended up buying a theme. I did not buy one from Shopify because their themes cost like $180, which is insane. So I bought a theme from a website called Theme Forest. No, I bought it from Theme Monster. And I think it was like 45. It was either 45 or $60 because there were two of them that I was looking at. And those were the prices of the two. So I'm not sure which one I went with. But yeah, so I bought a theme and I love it now. Which is the best season for you? So my boutique only just launched formally in November. So I've been through winter, spring, and summer. So I haven't had a fall and an entire winter per se. So I honestly can't say. I would say winter went pretty well for me because I launched in the winter. Spring was okay. No, I would say winter was my best season. Then spring, summer has been pretty slow, but I think that's mostly on my part because I've been very slow and not consistent with my business. So I would say winter was definitely my own best season. How do you overcome slow seasons? So, like I said, I've been just dragging along this summer, and I feel so terrible about it. But in my old retail experience, we definitely had slow seasons. So in our slow seasons, we kind of had to find creative ways to drive people into the store. So in my retail experience, I worked in like a physical store. Same thing though, just as you have to drive traffic into a store, you got to drive traffic to a website. So I had to think of creative ways to get people into the store. So whether that was hosting an event, picking up the phone to call our best customers and tell them about our new arrivals, or sending them pictures of items that I just knew that they would love. What else did we do? We would mail out little postcards and things like that with different promotions that were specifically for our email list. Like we found ways to exclusively target our email list, or make them feel like we were doing something that was exclusive for them. I'm walking around because I want to show you guys this book that I received in the mail yesterday because the marketing is on point. I hope it doesn't get dark. I have my windows open, but yeah, so you got to think of creative ways to drive people into or onto your site, whether that be a promotion that's specifically for a group of individuals, sending a specific person or group of people something, things of that nature. Let's DM. Direct message. During tax time, how would filing work? I started my business through my personal taxes and didn't get an EIN number. I am not a tax professional, so I have no idea what you should do in that instance. I would definitely recommend contacting a licensed tax professional. And also filing your taxes for business varies from state to state, so it would depend on your state as well. Hi, Jens. Now that MailChimp is no longer collaborating with Shopify platform, what other platform other than MailChimp can I use for my email marketing? So I use MailerLite for my website, which is hosted on WordPress. So my boutique's website was using MailChimp as well when I was using WordPress. So now that I'm using Shopify, I learned, just like you just said, that Shopify and MailChimp didn't work together. So I researched it and I haven't tested it out yet. So don't take my word for it 100%. But I researched it to see if there was a way that I could still use my MailChimp account with Shopify. So one of the articles I read recommended me to download an app from Shopify called ShopSync, I think it was called. And basically what it does is it like somehow is a middleman between your Shopify and your MailChimp account. So right now, I haven't sent out any emails since I have switched to Shopify. However, I am still seeing, as people are signing up for my email list on my website on Shopify, I am still seeing those being sent to my MailChimp list. So I need to send out an email and see if it, still works, or if I still am able to connect my inventory to my MailChimp account. And maybe I'll do a video about it if it works. But MailerLite, to answer your question, MailerLite is another platform that you can use. So the Boutique Academy website is actually hosted on Shopify as well. And I use MailerLite for my email marketing for that website. So MailerLite is very similar to MailChimp. I actually prefer it, honestly, myself, over MailChimp. But it might be just because I'm used to that one over, what's it called? MailChimp. So MailerLite. For email marketing, is more than one list needed, like a new subscriber list, VIP list, etc.? Technically, yeah. So let me see if I can log into mine. So with MailerLite and MailChimp, actually, I haven't looked at my MailChimp, but I know with my MailerLite, it does this. So with my MailerLite account, that's connected to the Boutique Academy website, it automatically created a list for me. And I was happy that it did that, because I would have done it myself. But I definitely think it's necessary for you to have different lists of people, because you want to be able to segment, like, who's your top customers, who's spending the most money, people who are spending money but spending the least amount of money, people that have made purchases in the last 30 days, last 90 days, things like that. You definitely want to be able to target different people and easily distinguish who's who, in my opinion. Let me see if it'll show this list. Subscribers, integrations, notifications. Nope, that's the wrong button. Oh, good. I wanted to show you guys this list. Segments. Okay, so yeah, in my MailerLite account, it's broken up into segments. So it has high spending repeat customers that have made 5 or more purchases, high spending customers who spent more than $500, customers with 0 purchases, first time customers, and then customers who have just accepted marketing. So meaning that they have opted in to accept emails from me. So yes, to answer your question, yes, I think you should definitely segment your email list. Hola, beautiful señorita. Hola. Do you ship international? So I don't right now, but I do want to. So with my old website, with WooCommerce, I received 2 orders during the duration of my website being live that were international. One to Canada, one to Germany. So I think I just need to become more well-versed in shipping internationally and like how best to charge those particular orders, because with the one that was good, so the one to Canada wasn't too bad. I think I had to pay like $14 or something like that, maybe, for the shipping for that one. But the one that was going to Germany, for whatever reason, it was one item. And for whatever reason, the shipping was going to cost me more than the item that she bought. So I was like, oh my God. So I ended up just contacting the lady, and I was completely honest. And I was like, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to process this order due to the cost of the shipping. I apologize for the inconvenience, and I refunded her money. So to answer your question, no, I don't currently ship internationally, but I would like to. I just need to figure out the best way to go about it. Hi, Ricky. Is anybody selling tailor-made clothing, as in making them by hand sewing machine? Ooh, good question. I'm not. I want to say I'm like a naturally creative person, but I don't know if I'm that creative. I like that segmented email list. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So when I worked at my last job at Revive, which was the thrift store and boutique, we were using Square. And Square is a really good platform too. They're a really good platform for if you have a brick and mortar, but I wouldn't recommend them for building an online store. Their platform for that is not the greatest. But Square would tell me like who was our top customers, and it literally ranked every single customer that was in our database. So I would literally send emails and things like that to like our top 10 or top 20 customers and give them like promotions, because I knew that every time they came in, they spent like money. They spent money. So I would send them all types of exclusive things because I knew that even if I gave them this one coupon, they were going to buy multiple things. So yeah. On Shopify, do you know if you can add more than 3 variables? I think so. As I sit here and talk to you, I will pull up Shopify and see. I'm pretty sure you can, though. Gotta figure out how to work this iPad. I'm going to LA to shop for jewelry in the wholesale district in 2 weeks. Is $200 enough to get started with an online store? Also, are all the jewelry stores in the same spot? Okay, so no, the all the jewelry places are not in the same spot, unfortunately. They're not too far from each other, and honestly, I could not tell you what street they're on. I can tell you the name of a couple. There's Fame Accessories, H&D Wholesale, LA Jewelry. I think there's one called Bijou. But to answer your question, no, they're not all in the same spot. And then your other question is $200 enough? It depends on what you're looking for. It depends on what type of merchandise you're wanting to sell. Let's see, products. I'm looking up the variant situation right now. Oh, and then so I want to show you guys. So I received this book in the mail from Gucci. This is like the best example I've ever seen of like beautiful branding and marketing. So as you know, one of the ways that you can market to your customers is through postcards, little mailers, things like that, especially if these are people that have shopped with you before, you have their addresses, you can send them something. I received this book, a whole book from Gucci. A whole book. This isn't one of those little flimsy books that, like, you know, the paper ones you get from like Finger Hut. Does Finger Hut still exist? My mom used to order from them. But you know, you used to get like those paper and things like that. Like, this is a catalog, but it's a book. Like, this is a sturdy book. This is the greatest example of branding and marketing I've ever seen in my life. So ever since I became a Gucci customer, I bought 2 things from Gucci earlier this year, and I signed up for their marketing. And so I received emails from them on countless occasions, and they're all beautiful. This is the first time I received something in the mail from them. And so this is what it looked like on the inside. It's just literally, it's a catalog of like their newest styles, but it's beautiful. Like, you can tell that this is a luxury brand. So this is like a great example of like, your marketing needs to match the vibe and the tone of your business. So if you are a luxury brand, everything that you put out as far as content in relation to your business needs to look luxurious. Gucci, luxury. This book is luxurious. Like, I was amazed. I didn't even care what was on the inside of it. I was amazed at how wonderfully made this is. Like, this is, you don't throw this away. You put this on your coffee table. So that's what I'm going to do. Like, it's beautiful. Whew, beautiful. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, so back to the variants. So let's see, add product, variants, add variant. Yes, so you can add, wait, what was your question? You asked if I can add more than, oh, nope. Okay, so no, it only allows you to add 3. Size, color, material. Actually, no, you can change what they say, but it automatically auto-populates size, color, material. So only 3 are the options that they give you. Let's see. I don't feel that I'll sell out of my summer inventory. Can I bring it back next season, or is it a total loss? I would say it depends on what your summer inventory consists of. So if it's like if your summer inventory is overly trendy, pieces that are probably not going to be on trend next summer, then it might be a total loss. And it may just be, you may just need to like discount it and leave it up there to be discount or to at a discounted price. But if it's not overly trendy and it's something that is transitional from one season to the next, or basic enough that it won't be out of style next season, then you definitely can hold on to it and sell it next year around this time. So for email marketing, would one just have one subscription sign up sheet and then group custom mailing to different segments? I would recommend getting an email platform that segments them for you. So like with my with MailerLite, I didn't have to create those. Once I connected my website to MailerLite and it knew that it was an e-commerce platform, it automatically created those segments for me. You want to find as many automated things as possible. Eliminate manual things, as many manual things as you possibly can. Oh, here's another stupid comment. Have y'all heard of Momo? This one said it was from Momo. How do I enhance my Shopify website? It looks so basic. Girl, I'm telling you, I don't know. When I was building the first website that I did on Shopify, I was like, oh my God, it's terrible. So like I said, I created, or I downloaded a thing. So that was my way of not making my website look so basic. I also try to look at other people's websites that are hosted on Shopify. So like I'll literally type into Google like best Shopify sites or prettiest Shopify sites and things like that, just to get an idea of what those free themes are capable of doing. So I try to use other people's stuff as inspiration. I use Canva a lot to create different types of graphics that I can use instead of making everything look so blah. Ooh, excuse me. Got the hiccups. Ooh, goodness gracious. With online boutique on Shopify, what apps do you recognize? You mean recommend? I've only been using Shopify for about a month now. So I don't have any apps currently set up on mine other than, let me open it and see. I think I only have like 3. Oh, I don't even have that. So I just have ShopSync, which connects my MailChimp account to my Shopify. Then I had Import Store, which helped me transfer my information from my WordPress account to my Shopify account. Those are the only things I have. I told one of my course students that I am going to dive into the apps this week so that I can have some to recommend to her next week. So I should have some app recommendations by next week. Do you get more support from strangers than family and friends? Yes. Most of my family and friends, honestly, are plus size. So, and I don't sell plus size merchandise. So they couldn't support me even if they wanted to, unfortunately. And I want to sell plus size merchandise. It's just good plus size merchandise isn't the easiest thing to find. So a lot of my support comes from strangers. There are some people that like I know, but like I don't know them, like people that I went to school with when I was younger, or like the older sister or cousin of somebody that went to school with me and things like that. Um, but yeah, for the most part, all of my sales come from people I have no idea who they are. How do I come up with good product titles? Oh, that's a hard one because it's something that I struggle with. Um, I recommend. Why does this shirt pop up like this? I recommend like thinking of the vibe of your business, and then thinking of like words or phrases that would relate to it. So let me think of an example. Um, let's say, okay, so like there are some people that do like um people's names for the item. So it'd be like the Mariah top, the Britney dress, stuff like that. So I I would say honestly, I don't have a good answer for this because I suck at it myself, I think. Um, so it's just a matter of playing around, honestly. Um, so I use Google a lot too. So like if I have a let's say a leopard dress for instance, a leopard midi dress, I'll literally go on Google and type in leopard midi dress, and then I'll select the shopping tab, and I just scroll through and look at all the different other shops or boutiques that are selling a leopard dress, and I look at the names that they've given their items. So not necessarily, I wouldn't say like that's the greatest option, but that's something you can do. I wish I had a better answer, but I suck at coming up with names for my product titles. What was the app that connects to Mailchimp? It's called Shop Sync. Let me type it in. I'll type it in the bar. Shop Sync. Do you suggest Amazon seller platform to sell? Personally, I wouldn't, just because Amazon is such a huge database of things. So I hate to bring up competition, but that just comes with a ton of competition. Like earlier today, I typed in black bodysuit, and it brought up, I don't even remember how many pages of black bodysuits. So it's almost like similar to Google. You want your item or whatever it is that you posted to pop up, higher in the search results. And so it would be the same with Amazon. You're going to be competing with anything else that is in relation to what it is that you're selling. So you would have to find some really creative ways to get your items to pop up higher in the search results than all of the other items that are just like yours on Amazon. Do you do private labeling or store only brands clothing? I don't currently do private labeling only because I am not 100% sure about my branding. So like I just changed my logo recently, but I like my logo a lot now, so I probably will soon get into private labeling. But to answer the question, no, I don't currently, but I will down the line. Launched my boutique on 8/15/19. I was thinking about having a Labor Day sale. Is it too soon to be having a sale? Not necessarily, no. Everybody's going to be running a sale. So it's almost like you almost feel like you have to just because everybody else is. And like, obviously, the people that are shopping on that particular weekend are going to be expecting a sale. So no, I wouldn't say that you should not run a sale. It's just a matter of being strategic about the sale that you choose to run, making sure that you aren't that you're not downplaying yourself, or that you're still profiting on your merchandise and things like that. So make sure that you're choosing a promotional strategy that will still benefit you and not just benefit the customer. Let me move down here. It's more light. Let's see. So I feel like I'm on the opposite side, girl. As I was listening to you describe the gorgeous treasure you had, it hit me that my website does not really represent my brand image as well as I would like. Well, that sounds like we got some work to do then. What made you add the vendor names on your new site? I wouldn't say some people that shop literally by like vendor name. So for instance, when I worked at Revive, we would often partner with a girl that owned a fashion, like a mobile fashion truck. And so she and I sold a lot of the same brands of clothing. Basically, a lot of the small shops and think boutiques in the St. Louis area, a lot of them sell the same brands and merchandise. Not a lot of them private label their merchandise. So a lot of the people around here, I won't say minorities. A lot of the a lot of the people around here who are non people of color, um, they literally will shop by the brand name. So, for instance, there was a vendor called Les Amis that myself and the girl that owned the fashion truck, we would both order from them a lot. And people literally would come into the shop and ask, "Did you guys get any more items from Les Amis?" So more so, I guess you could say it's more so of a test to see if people are searching by vendor name for items online. So I'm gonna buy more, save more for Labor Day. That's a good idea. I like that idea. You smart. So Justin, I just started using Shopify myself, so I don't have any apps saved or downloaded for my site yet. But I plan to dabble in some apps this week, so hopefully I'll have some recommendations. I'll make a video about it. Oh, thank you. Life is Choices LLC Media. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Anybody else got any questions? So, is everybody currently in business, or is there anybody that is preparing to launch, or scared to launch, or apprehensive about launching? Any of that? Are you able to hide pages when you buy a thing? Do you mean like hide your product collections? Like, say, if I want to hide my dress page or my, um, like, is that what you mean? Like, hide one of those? Oh, yeah. That's something that you would just manually do, but you have to create those pages manually anyway. So you can hide them. What advice can you give for newbies like myself who have just recently launched, such as being nervous? I am a nervous wreck all the time. So people always think that I'm not, I guess because I'm on YouTube, but that has just, I've just become more comfortable with it over time. So I would say just continue to put yourself out there, even if it's just a little bit more each week than the last, whether that be posting more each day or each week, um, going live, doing try on sessions or like a show and tell of your items and things like that. But do it over time. Like, don't feel like you got to do it every single week, or um, just don't feel pressured. Do it at your own pace, and over time you'll become more comfortable. Do it at your own pace, but dedicate consistent time. Like, give yourself a schedule of like when you're going to do certain things in your business, so that you can get used to doing those things, and hopefully over time you'll become more comfortable with it and less nervous. Time with YouTube. When I first started doing YouTube, it was so weird because I'm like, I sit in my room and I record videos, and it's like I'm talking to myself. But now I still feel like I'm talking to myself, but it's a lot easier for me to do just because I know like people are going to watch it, or that they care about the content that I'm producing. So it gets easier over time. I'm relaunching and trying to do things smarter and more correct. You've been a tremendous help. Thank you, Karen, girl. Thank you. I try. I really do. I'm launching in 2 weeks. Yay. That's exciting. Are you excited? Do you agree some items you just can't charge 3 times? 3 times plus shipping just seems like I'm overcharging to be in a new boutique. Personally, yes. So I just watched a live yesterday that recommended that everybody charge 3 times what they purchased. And honestly, in my opinion, like my integrity just will not allow me to charge 3 times what I bought something for if I don't believe that it's worth that. I just can't. Personally. It, no, my conscience just won't allow me to do that personally. I don't feel like you have to charge 3 times what you purchased anything for. Especially if you are aware of the price ranges that your customers are comfortable with buying within. So honestly, like I tell people all the time, like there are a million disrespect to anybody's opinions. Everybody's entitled to their opinion, but I personally feel like you should do what you feel is best for you and for your business, and change it or make changes over time as you feel the need to do so. Personally, how much inventory do you think a boutique should start out with? I don't necessarily have a number, but I would say it more so depends on what type of merchandise you are selling. So like if you are wanting to be a boutique that specializes in having like an entire wardrobe per se. So you want to sell, dresses, tops, bottoms, accessories, all that. Then when you launch, you need to have something that represents each of those categories. Versus if you are going to be a business that specializes in like I don't know, like club attire, for example, then you don't necessarily have to have certain categories. It's just more so making sure the styles are appropriate for whatever style you want your boutique to be. So I would say personally, I wouldn't launch with anything less than like 6 styles personally. Um, I launched with way more than 6 styles. And so, yeah, personally, I wouldn't say anything less than 6 styles. I agree, but I do feel there are some vendors who have really good quality, like Wild Couture, for example. Yes, Wild Couture has great quality. So yes, no, I'm saying like there are vendors out there that have really great quality, and I would have no problem with charging 3 times what I paid for it. But there are instances where I purchased things from a vendor and the quality was not what I was expecting, and so my conscience would not allow me to sell it or even attempt to sell it for 3 times what I paid for it. There are definitely great vendors out there that have like some tremendous quality. Would you rather work with a Chinese manufacturer or US one from Magic? I've never purchased merchandise like clothing from a Chinese manufacturer. If I were able to find like reputable ones who I knew were going to provide me merchandise that was of the quality that I want my merchandise to be, and it was cheaper, I would most certainly work with the Chinese manufacturer over working with the vendors in LA. So it's more so a case of like that being a task that I don't currently have the willpower to dabble in. However, when I just went to Magic, I went to sourcing, which is where you can source different fabrics and things like that for manufacturing. They had some packaging manufacturers that were there from China. And so I actually ordered custom labels and what did I order? I ordered custom hang tags and custom bags. And then probably next month, I'm going to order was definitely like a win for me. So my previous hang tags I bought from Vistaprint. I don't remember how many I bought, but in comparison to the ones I bought at Magic, it was a great deal. So I bought 1,000 hang tags. Now, mind you, I don't have 1,000 pieces of inventory currently. However, over time, I'm going to consistently continue to buy inventory. So having it already in stock, I don't have to, order more. And so anyway, I think I paid like 16 or 18 cents per hang tag, which was not bad at all. And I have 1,000 of them now, and they're like super sturdy hang tags. Like, so my ones from Vistaprint, if they weren't so far away, I'd go get some. My ones from Vistaprint are like flimsy paper, like flimsy cardstock, almost paper. Very not sturdy. The ones I just ordered from the manufacturer in China are like super, super thick cardstock, like probably this thick cardstock. I got to choose what I wanted. The like, you have the plastic little thing that you stick through the clothing. I didn't want those. I wanted something super nice. Like I got some type of threaded snap situation. I don't even know. It's beautiful. The writing, my logo on the front is like in silver foil. I got to print a cute message on the back of them. Then I got custom bags that have my logo in cute silver foil. I got to pick what type of handle I wanted on the bag. The bags are super sturdy. So I definitely know that there are some vendors over there in China that I need to make my way over to see. It's just a matter of me making my way over there. That was a long-winded answer. I'm so sorry. Are you an LLC or sole proprietor? I have an LLC. I have a plus size boutique and I'm plus myself. As far as taking my own photos, would you recommend shapewear to show exactly how the clothes fit naturally? Some items, it's a must. I fell out. I don't know. So, okay, so like I'm not plus size. I wear shapewear myself. So like I have my little body imperfections and things like that. So if there's anything that I put on for my boutique, for my pictures, that is like, that super fitted spandex material, I'm wearing shapewear, point blank, period. So I guess I would say if it's something that is fitted, go ahead and wear your shapewear. And if somebody asks you, how does it fit naturally on the like natural body without, or you can mention that in your product description, like how it would fit or how it would flow on the body without shapewear, or mention in the description that you are wearing shapewear, something like that. But I would say if it's something fitted, go ahead and wear your shapewear. I'm having the hardest time just trying to pick a name. What was it hard for you to pick a name? Did you have to deal with anything from any ideas? It was extremely hard for me to choose a name. It was hard. So when I finally did narrow down my name, I wrote out a list of, so once I had already determined who I wanted to sell my merchandise to before I had even chosen my name. So once I determined who I wanted to sell my merchandise to or who my target audience was, then I wrote out a list of keywords that I thought described that person. So one of the words that I wrote out was bold. And so then I went to Google and I typed in words, synonyms for bold, or words that mean bold. So I literally went through the longest list of words that meant bold. And I stumbled up on the word brazen. I was like, brazen? Never heard of that. So I researched brazen, and I was like, and the more I said it, I really liked it. I really enjoyed that it had the letter Z in it. I don't know why, like most names don't have the letter Z. And then so I looked up the definition of brazen, and it meant bold and like without shame. And I was like, yes, that's my girl. She's bold and she is shameless. Like she living her life without shame. So I would recommend thinking about who your target audience is and then writing out, or target customer, and writing out a list of keywords that describes her or him or whomever, and then researching words that mean those words. That was helpful to me. How did you form your relationship with Fashion Go, or did they reach out to you? So my relationship with Fashion Go actually came from the first not the first, but a video that I made on YouTube about Fashion Go. So one of my very first videos that kind of like, I guess, blew up was a video called Where to Buy Clothes for Your Boutique. And I literally just showed how to shop Fashion Go. And a bunch of people watched it. And then over time, so after all these people watched it, they were going to Fashion Go to register for an account. And there's like a space where it says, how did you hear about us? And people were writing my name in the box. So they found me and contacted me and just like thanked me for the video that I made. And we just continued talking over time. And that's how it happened. So now they're my Chinese cousins. You did a great video on pricing, which included the shipping breakdown. Very helpful. Thank you, Jennifer. My boutique is big and tall men's clothing retailer. I am my target market. Yes. I feel like those are the easiest businesses when you fall into your target market, because you kind of know that person already because you are that person. I literally just ordered 500 business cards from Vistaprint that I will be using as hang tags. So I know YouTube recommended. I'm a tight budget right now. Yes. Vistaprint is still my friend. I just ordered business cards myself. Can you share that resource for the tags? I don't remember their name. Hold on. I took a picture of their business card. So they're in China, and if I'm not mistaken, they are a family-owned business, which was cool. Like their whole family was there. The girl was like, I can't tell you the price because I don't make the decisions. My mom does. I'm like, okay, girl. So it's here, I'm gonna type it in the bar. It's jmlabel.cn. Okay, so I just typed it down. But so you can't really see it, but my tags are going to, nope, that's not my tag. Oh, shoot, Lord Jesus, I didn't scroll so far. So my tags are going to be square, and they'll have a similar string to that one, but a little bit sturdier, and that snap closure. And then it's going to have letters more, they're a little bit more thick than this, and it's silver. Can't tell from this picture, but that's silver foil. So I'm super excited. I don't think I took a picture of the bags. Did I take a picture of the bags? Nope, I didn't take a picture of the bags. But yeah, so that's the name of the vendor for the tags. I'm going to be the model on my site, and I'll be wearing shapewear, period. Drop your website. Drop your website. Okay. These spammy comments, like, how do these people find me? Oh my God. People. It's terrible. Say what I just did was relaunch per se. So I more so just sat down and like thought really hard about who my customer was and what they liked or what would draw their attention. So like my previous photos for my site were like, first of all, I'm not like a super sexy individual. So for whatever reason on my old site, I was trying to give off like this sex appeal situation. Like I wasn't too smiley in my pictures. It was more like, trying to give sexy face and things of that nature. Like I guess I was trying to give like, I don't know, like sexy chic, something like that. And so as I like got to know my customers and paid attention to who was buying for me, like they were all like these super fun, smiley, happy girls. They like color, and like life was just good for them. Like they were just like thriving in their own little worlds. And so in my head, that told me that like, okay, I need to leave the sexy face on the old site and bring happy go lucky to the new site. So my old site was like black and white mostly, lots of just like neutral Jance with her so-called sexy face and just like very basic poses. It was a lot more serious, I guess you could say. On my new site, it's a lot more playful, so I'm going to change it probably probably not tonight. I was going to say tonight, but probably tomorrow. I'm going to change it and add some more features to it. But sorry, my sister's talking about from the macaroni from Chick-fil-A. But so anyway, so now my new site is more colorful. It has pink and yellow, and my header is like super happy. So my past website, I wish I had a picture of it. My past website had a very similar header. They both had 3 pictures, 3 side-by-side pictures, but like it wasn't like happy-go-lucky. My new site is happy-go-lucky. So just really sit back and think about like who your customer is, what they like, what they're drawn to, and how you can best communicate with them. So like as I'm writing my product descriptions for my new merchandise, I'm literally thinking about like what would make my target customer buy this or be like, oh my God, I need this. Versus with my old product descriptions, it was very general, like 78% polyester, 22% cotton. The model is wearing a small, stuff like that. So now it's like, what can I say in this product description that's going to like get them excited and want them to buy? So just be laser focused, I guess you could say. Yes, you are. Thanks, Ricky. Girl, for real. Instagram. First of all, I recommend you create a list of like five different lists of hashtags. So let me pull up my list of hashtags. So I have 5 different lists of hashtags, maybe even more than that now, saved in my phone that I just test over time, honestly. So one of the things I don't think people realize is that like nothing on Instagram or Facebook is permanent. You can delete it. You can archive it if it's not working out for you. So I have had times literally where I posted a picture with a certain set of hashtags and it didn't perform as well as I thought it would. And so I erased it and put it back up with a new set of hashtags to see how it goes. So I recommend that you create a list or as many lists as you can of hashtags in your phone or however you post, and just test them over time. Now, the thing about using hashtags for most people is that they choose general ones because they think that, or they use like popular ones because they think that that's going to draw attention to their page. So they use hashtag fashion blogger, hashtag shopping, hashtag happy, hashtag smile, like very general things, when in actuality, your posts are just getting lost in the sea of all the other people that are using those hashtags. So you need to use hashtags that are relative to your business, relative to what you're selling, relative to the people that you're selling it to. So you need to think about what types of hashtags are those people using. So, for instance, like say you're selling, I'm supposed to show my hashtag. So I use Planoly to create my, why did that do that? Okay, here we go. So I use Planoly to, schedule and organize my posts prior to posting. And so it allows you to create lists of hashtags in there. So those are all my lists of hashtags that I use over time to test out as I'm posting. And so this is my Instagram. So these are all the posts that I haven't posted yet. So these are all like my new pictures for my boutique. If you go and look at my old pictures, like it changed so much over time. Like I went from tan backgrounds to white backgrounds, then I was doing the colorful backgrounds. Now they're all like more lifestyle photos. There's a few white backgrounds still, but just more fun, more colorful, things like that. But anyway, back to the hashtags. So be specific as you are creating hashtags. So for an example, if you sold activewear, let's say your boutique sells activewear. So I am on Instagram right now and I am typing in activewear. And so at the very top of that list, it shows me the activewear hashtag, and it says there are 3.2 million posts that have used that hashtag. That means that if you use that post, your post is being added into that group of 3.2 million other posts that have used that hashtag. So the great thing about this hashtag, or about researching hashtags on Instagram, is typically it will show you a list of related hashtags up there. So two ways you can go about this. So now that you have, this is what you're selling. So the first post that you put up, or I mean the first hashtag that you search on Instagram is basically what you're selling. So let's say activewear is what you sell. So you could literally scroll through some of these posts, and I would just start clicking on these people. So obviously they've used activewear as one of their hashtags, meaning that this is something that they are interested in. So now I'm scrolling through, because most likely they're influencer. Now I'm scrolling through and I'm looking for what other hashtags that these people have used. That's going to give me an indication of what hashtags I should use, because my audience is using those hashtags. So as I am researching, I'm literally writing down what type of hashtags they've used that are not super general. So like I just clicked on one that under that who used activewear, and she has this list of hashtags that she's used right there. And so she's used some really general ones like fitness blogger and workout. I would not use those because those are super general. I guarantee you they probably have like 5.5 million posts. So some of the other ones that she used were interval training. So that might have a lot, but it's more specific than just a workout. What else did she use? She used athleisure wear instead of active wear. Most people will use active wear, so try athleisure wear. She used workout in style, sport looks, sweat style. So those aren't things that our brain would necessarily think to use, but the people that we are targeting, these are the types of things that they're using. So use Instagram as a research tool to determine hashtags that you should use. Now, the other way you can go about it, besides looking through these people's posts and seeing what hashtags they've used, is looking through those related hashtags and maybe using some of those as your test hashtags as well. So I play around with the related ones just as often as I am scrolling through these different influencers and looking to see what hashtags they're using and things like that. So don't be too general with your hashtags, guys. You'll just get lost in the sea of 3.2 million other folks up in there. Like, for instance, so obviously, like the large majority of my followers on Instagram are boutique owners or aspiring boutique owners. That's just what it is. And so I get to see what you guys share throughout the day, because that's all that my timeline consists of. And I would say 9 out of 10 of the people on my timeline are using hashtag fashion for their posts. And let me tell you how many posts are under hashtag fashion. 719 million. 719 million. The other one we just looked at was only 3.2 million. This one has 719 million. That means there are 719 million other hashtags that your post is about to compete with. Your goal should be for your post to end up in the top category for these hashtags. So the more specific you are and the more knowledgeable you are about your audience is going to be extremely helpful to your business. Hopefully that answered your question. Guilty. I use hashtag fashion for poshwork. Girl, you just getting lost up in there. I used to be that person. I'm not going to lie. But once I realized how many other people were using it, I was like, okay, but this is pointless. Absolutely pointless. Like, and so when you're looking at the hashtags, there is another tab that says recent. However, still, even still, as your post may fall into the recent category, you have to think about all the people that are currently using the same hashtag. So even if you posted it at It's 8:15. So say you post a post at 8:15 right now and you use hashtag fashion. Think of all the other people in this world at 8:15 that are posting a picture on Instagram and using hashtag fashion. It's crazy. How much money do you think one needs to start an online boutique? That is subjective to your own thinking. So I have a worksheet on my I have a worksheet in a workbook on my website that talks about determining your initial budget, but it's more so about determining what you want to sell, what you want to sell, how much money you're comfortable with spending on that particular thing, and then how many of that particular thing you want to have when you launch, and then that should give you the amount of money that you would ideally spend on this. So first you need to, so for example, you write like tops, and then say, for example, you don't want to spend more than $8 per top. And in the packs, there are typically 6 items per pack. So that is $8 times 6 items in the pack is $48. And then say you want to have 2 styles of tops. So 2 styles of tops times $48 is $96. So that would be $96 in tops. So I would say determine how much of each, whatever categories you want to sell in, what you want, how much you are comfortable with spending per style, how many of those styles you would like to have, and how much money that equals. And then add all of that together to give you what your ideal budget would need to be based on those numbers. Hopefully that makes sense. I'm guilty. Y'all out here guilty. That's okay. We're learning today. You're amazing with all these gems. Thank you, Edward. Edward, you faithful. I be seeing you comment. You're welcome, Jackie. I'm telling y'all, I ain't got nothing better to do on this lovely Saturday night. Me and my husband went to the zoo at like 4:00. I think it was like 4, and then it closed at 7. So we left at like 6. And he just dropped me off at the door and kept rolling. Because he has a life and I don't. Unfortunately. What are recommendations on building trust when starting new? Building trust with who? With your customers, with vendors? Trust in what way? Love your vlogs. I've learned so much from you. Thank you. Thank you. Somebody just told me, one of my students, life, I'm going to do what you're saying. It's not easy. In my Facebook group, we've been talking for the last 2 days about like why business is trustworthy. So I would say more you build trust by being consistent in your business, like posting, and that the quality of what you're showing up is definitely helpful. So like actually you showing up your face, like going live, posting pictures and videos, interacting with people. So not only are you not just waiting for them to comment on your post, but like you're going out and you're actually talking to these people. Like as people are, especially when you have just a low amount of followers, like when you have a small amount of followers, you have so much capability to build relationships with those people. So reaching out to them, on being on their page, commenting on their posts, complimenting them, liking their posts, all of that stuff. So consistency is key and engagement is key. When is the next Magic Expo? It is in February. I believe it's February 5th through the 7th. And for whatever reason, it's like in the middle of the week in February. And it's usually it starts on like a Sunday and it goes to like Wednesday. But for whatever reason, this time it's like Wednesday to Friday or something. Since I just changed to Shopify, so I'll be using Shopify because I just learned that Shopify has a what's it called? Those things, the thing you can connect to your phone to take credit cards. So I need to get one of those. But prior to, I was using Square to accept credit cards. My my old website was through WordPress, and they had a integration through with Square. So even though I was using Square, my pop-up shops, my inventory didn't get messed up. Square was able to communicate with my WooCommerce whatever, and it would update automatically. So I was using Square. I've never used PayPal for pop-ups. I actually hate PayPal a lot, and consumers love PayPal. So ugh. I wish there was like a really good alternative out there for PayPal, but customers and shoppers are so confident in PayPal, but for sellers, PayPal sucks, especially if you sell digital products. Like my workbooks and stuff, I hate selling through PayPal because people will swear up and down that they did not receive it. And then next thing I know, I'm being contacted by PayPal saying that this person filed a claim. And then next thing I know, my money getting took out my account. But yeah. When you first started out, did you participate in vendor events? Yes. So I launched last November, November 8th, I think I launched. And a month later, I participated in my first vendor event. And it was one that was relevant to my target audience. So my target audience, millennials, obviously women. So this event was specifically for millennial women, and it wasn't shopping based, but it was literally a vendor event. So it wasn't like a fashion show that had vendors or a brunch that had vendors. It was like literally just tables upon tables upon tables of vendors, people selling things, whether that be products. My first one was a month after I launched, and then my second one was maybe 2 or 3 months after, and then I just did one at the beginning of the summer. I forgot about that one. That one was pretty cool. I did that one at like this spin class place, like like the bicycle spin class. This girl, she shops with me all the time, and they were having like their anniversary something, and she invited me to be a vendor, and I was like, okay, sure, and I didn't have to pay for it, so I was like, why not? A different clientele in a different city. So I went and I made some pretty decent money. So yeah. So many text messages. Jesus Christ. See, I'm not popular until I'm doing something. Then people want to contact me. Do you know anything about Afterpay? So I know about Afterpay because I have bought things using Afterpay. As far as it being on my site, I want to get it put on my site because I think that's an amazing situation, especially if you are selling pricier items, giving your customers the options to break that order up into 4 payments is like, oh, yes. So I've used Afterpay as a customer, and I've also used Sezzle, which is basically the same as Afterpay. They both break your payments up into 4 increments. I've researched it a little bit, and basically what I know is like Afterpay takes a percentage of each sale. I think they hold your money for like 2 to 3 days, but they give you the full amount. So it's not like as the person pays, you get the money. They give you the full amount, and then the customer just pays their payments to Afterpay or Sezzle. So you're completely done with the customer. One thing I don't like about Wix is they don't have capability to use either Afterpay or Sezzle. Is that what you mean, to use either of those? I don't like Wix at all. Sorry. I use Wix. Oh, no, I built a website for a girl on Wix, and I just dreaded the whole process. It drove me nuts. My friend just invited me to go out, and I'm like, I already got my pajamas on because I'm an old lady, but I should go. I got to do better in life. Are you still accepting new people in the Facebook group? Yeah. Are you waiting in there to be approved? I'm literally looking at it right now. Let me see. Are you in there waiting? Yes, I don't like it at all. Wix is it's interesting. If you guys aren't in my Facebook group, you should definitely join it. Oh, no, you didn't know about it. Okay. Yeah, so I have a Facebook group. It has let's see how many people we have in there now. We have 4,602 members in the group currently. And they post like a lot, lots of wonderful information in there. Literally, like I have so many people compliment the group and just makes my heart smile. But everybody's pretty open. I have only had like one or two instances of like having to kick somebody out of the group. But for the most part, everybody's very open, very helpful. Everybody asks questions, people answers to the best of their ability. Everybody's sharing information. Everybody's so supportive. And I am so grateful to have a peaceful group because some Facebook groups are just a hot mess. But if you guys want to join, feel free to join. The name of the group is Boutique Success. I wish I could. Let me see if I can add. Hold on, guys. Let me see if I can add the link in the bar. Let's see. Oh man. Nope, it won't let me add it. But it's called Boutique Success. Boutique Success. You guys join and I'll accept your requests. It's a lot of fun in there. Yay. And so some tips for using the group is people literally post all the time. There's a lot of like repetitive questions. So if there's anything that you're wondering about, use the search bar at the top of the page and literally type in any topic is. Hey, Chance, discovered your videos today and I love them, very important. Thank you. Welcome. So if anybody has any, Edward, thank you. If anybody has any recommendations for future videos or blog posts or anything that I should make, let me know. I literally have like a list of them going in my phone and I'm trying my hardest to get through them all. I've only gotten through like 6 out of the 32. So I'm getting there. I did a video yesterday about 10 questions that I get often, and the one I just posted, which I don't even remember what it was about now. Oh, building relationships with vendors. And I did one about the different types of pictures to take that you can take for your boutique. So lifestyle photos, studio photos, flat lays, and I forget what the other ones were, but videos. And join the Facebook group if you haven't already, and follow me on Instagram if you aren't already, and that's it. So I'm going to take a nap because I don't think I have any work left in me for this evening, and I'm going to consider going out with my friend, but I already have my pajamas on, so we'll see. But thank you guys for tuning in. I love talking to you guys, and I look forward to talking to you again.